Put this here. Oh boy. Um, can people hear me? Hopefully they can. Let's have a look. Oh, there's comments and things here. Right. Copy this. Let's put this over here. Use that. All right. So now I can see comments in another window. Um, all right. So absolute chaos. Yes. Oh my god. Yeah. So for those of you that don't know about Facebook Live, there's going to be a delay with me um, speaking and then you guys hearing it. So um, yeah, it's not as live as it can be, like if we're using something like Zoom or Google Meets or something like that. So if I delay in getting back to you and whatever on your comments, then yeah, just that'll be why. Um, haven't heard my sexy voice in a while, dude. You should like tune into uh my YouTube. I realized that my YouTube videos have been very sparse of late. I'm trying to get more of that. I'm trying to do more of that. I want to hit that the thousand subs, man. See if I can get that done. That's how collateral works. Funny how FTX only fucked out once Bitcoin started losing key levels, though. Yeah, that's how collateral works. it's um, it's more of a, they were running a fractional reserve. That's what it's looking like to me. They they fucked it up. How's FTT going? How's FTT going? Where's FTT on my list? Here. All right, this is the log chart. So we touched $1.10. Oh, only recently, like an hour ago. Oh my god. Yeah. Never, never in a million years. Like, how could you, it doesn't make sense. You've got FTX, right? The number three exchange. It absolutely prints money every day with fees, and then you still go and do degenerate stuff. Like, why would you even do that? Like, if you wanted to go and invest in other things, sure, just wait a week. What? How much money do you make in fees every day? Like millions, right? Just wait a week and then use that money to do it. Why do you need to take user funds? That doesn't compute at all. Like, I would not have guessed FTX was going to shit the bed. They seem very professional. Yeah, like you're right. Um, did I lose any of FTX? What exchange are you running now for stink bids? I lost about. Well, I withdrew everything when the dodginess started to come out, and I thought I don't like. I honestly said to myself, I don't think that they are. But all I'm doing is withdrawing anyway. So if it turns out that they're not, then I can just put it back, right? So it's not a big deal. So I didn't have any trades or anything open, so I just removed everything out. I left the FTT in there because what else am I going to do with it other than sell it? And at the time, I didn't think anything was going to be that wrong, but you know, do the smart thing and remove the majority of, well, take out all the stables and Bitcoin and Ethereum and Solana and all that, um, and just put them on their respective chains where they're safe. And if everything washes away and everything's cool, you just put them back on and start trading as and buying stuff. And so I just left the FTT there. So I guess maybe like 5 grand or three to. Well, I guess it depends on how much if it's like a USD value, it's probably like 3 or 4 grand, um, depending on the day that you look at the price. So that's all written off. Yeah. So for me, I lost a bit of money, but not. Um, yeah. So that's okay. I'm fine with that. Were FTT pulling a Luna? I would not be guessing if these shit. They seem very professional. I can join the live if you want. Yeah. How do you do that? I'm not sure how you have other people join. If you know how to do that, Dave, then let me know. Um, you're witnessing a controlled demolition. That's why it doesn't make any sense. Look at how this has happened in the past, though. You need to name individuals and projects. Have been countless in the past bear market. No idea either. Yeah, okay. Um, a controlled demolition. I don't think there's anything controlled about this, to be honest. This is nuking. This is an absolute nuke. FTT is getting wrecked. Well, that's understandable. Um, Solana's just shit the bed. Any Solana token is getting wrecked at the moment, especially the ones. If you are holding a Solana token that FTX has invested in, you need to message those people that are running those uh, projects and ask them, are they solvent, right? Do they actually have money to continue? Because if FTX was paying their bills, or all the investors in those seed rounds and whatever, when they were launching the tokens initially, if that money was coming from FTX or Alameda, and now they don't even have any money, how are those projects going to continue, right? Were they smart enough to sell the token and into stables or whatever at the beginning, um, or not, right? Let's look at some off the top of my head. Step's going to be wrecked. Absolutely wrecked. So where's that? Oh, this is the weekly. Let's go back to, here's the 4 hour. I mean, Step was a shit fight anyway. The tokenomics of it were garbage. Um, how big is that? 71% in a wick. Holy moly! Where's absolute zero for this thing? It's like all the way down here. I mean, it's basically nothing at the moment because we've got zero. What is it? It's at 1 cent at the moment. Oh, Star Atlas. Let's have a look. Star Atlas absolutely nuked. Oh, I still got this tweet here. Because they're launching on Epic Games, but even they have nuked another 70%. Um, balance sheet. Oh. It's bouncing right now. I expect to go south. 5+ years in this group. Stay strong, everyone. Lucky guy never. Yeah. Never used FTX. Yeah. Comments are fine. Yeah. So Star Atlas. That'd be interesting for Star Atlas because they were backed by, well, at least the seed round and everything was done by FTX. What else is there? What else have I got? Just looking through my list. Like there's heaps though. I mean, here's one that's interesting. So Sui and Aptos, the lead rounds on Sui and Aptos were, you know, like FTX and Alameda were involved in that. So what happens to that money? Like, did they actually get the money? Because if they did, that means that they gave our money to them. Like, it just reeks of Celsius, man. Like when I saw that those tweets where they were coming out and say we're solvent and we got everything back 1 to 1, I'm like, this just sounds like that bloke from Celsius. And I'm going, it doesn't sit right with me. Why would you be worried? Why would you have to come out and say that if you actually were backed 1 to 1? I mean, to calm people down from doing a bank run, sure, but if you do a bank run and everything's back 1 to 1, then you just lose a whole bunch of liquidity and that's it. Um, oh, tap and then select a friend from your viewers list and add tap and then tap send request. Okay. Um, I reckon sushi gonna absolutely new. Oh yeah, sushi. That's right. Okay, wait on. So Dave's saying tap, then select a friend from your viewers list. Tap what? Um, distribution. Where do I go? Settings, stream viewer. No, go back to dashboard. Where do I go? I go here. View main profile. No. Oh, create a poll. Alerts. How do I add somebody? It's like a little man icon. It didn't paste. A little man icon. Where? Where do I go? Is it on the main screen or I'm gonna have to Google this myself on a different. Okay, add friends to friends to Facebook Live. Tap live video. Tap at the bottom. What do you mean? Show me pictures. Tap live video. Tap this at the bottom. What do you mean tap live video? This tap shit anyway. I'm using my phone as a camera. I can't tap on anything. To join a live video, tap the green man at the bottom of the live video if you would like to join the video live as a page. Tap send request. Once your request is accepted, you'll receive a notification. All right, so if anyone wants to join, they can tap a green, it looks like a green button with a picture of like a silhouette of a person, and then there's like another screen of see if I can find it. Expand video. I don't want to expand video. Yeah, so I should have let's go to actual Facebook. I don't see the green button. Oh no, there's no pictures in there's no pictures in the thing. Let's go to the group. Let's go to the thing. Tap live. Is it this one? So the question says, it says, tap at the bottom of the live video. Do I have to allow people in? Insights, event logs, settings, stream settings, viewer settings. What is my computer doing? It's turn on auto. Allow viewers to message you. Viewers can message you directly through Messenger. No, I don't want that. Polls, questions, graphics, distribution. Allow encoder to end stream, advanced settings, change audience to public. It is public. Absolutely wrecked. Wrecked on the live stream, wrecked in the on the accounts, wrecked everywhere. Anyway, let's look around the grounds, shall we? Ada's getting hammered. Everything's getting hammered. We'll get rid of that. Let's go back to wrecked everywhere. I don't see the green button. Yeah, I'll paste the help thing into the chat and then you can see if you can figure it out. Because I can't figure it out. No wonder Facebook stock is cratering. Um, Ada. Ada doesn't look healthy. Actually, let's look at total two. Total two is bottom, double bottom. Um, right. Okay. Total two, double bottom. Interesting. I wonder if that's because Ethereum is double bottom. Yeah. So Ethereum is holding up okay. Let's go to the weekly. Here's the weekly. Is this on log? It's still on log. Okay. Yeah, so Ethereum's holding up. So Ethereum makes up the majority of the total too, so it's still okay. Um, hmm. For adding someone to your live video on your profile or group or joining a live video is only available in the Facebook app for iOS or Android. Oh, fuck. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to have to jiggle with my. We're going to have to jiggle my phone then. What the hell happened here? Here we go. I'm gonna have to jiggle the phone, jiggle the camera, because I'm using my phone as a camera. All right. Let's go here. Let's go to the group. Let's go to the live. Now we touch live, do we? Live Europlasma like this. Where do we go? I can't find it. Where? Manage your feed, cast video. Jeez, it's not even on here. Oh, this is replies more like this. Live chat. Quality data saver. It's just not here. Nah, sucks. Put the camera. Well, that'll do. Uh, Launch the stream from my phone. Oh, maybe. I'm running this through OBS, so anyway, let's go back into the charts and have a look. So Ethereum seems okay. Oh, I'm allergic to scams. All right. Yeah, Matic. Let's have a look at Matic. Shit, Matic's holding up real well. Matic have got a lot of. This is on log. Let's get rid of log for a second. Matic's holding up really, really well. That's good. I might start looking at getting in on that. So here's the thing, right? What you need to do now is figure out what's held up really well during all of this cratering, right? So without even looking, we all know that FTT's done, and all the Solana tokens that FTX touches are going to get hammered the most. Um, Solana will get hammered. My prediction, anyway. Solana will get hammered until all of these unlocks finish from the validators, because Alameda and all those guys have got Solana locked up in there, which they're gonna have to liquidate for all this bankruptcy shit. But once all that's done, it'll just be left, the community, and they will be left. So, like, I think reading from Twitter, like 90% of the coins are not with. FTX, right? So most of it's with the foundation and retail and whoever else that's not them. So you've just had Breakpoint and they've had all of those really good announcements. Um, the projects that have presented are all fine. You got Jump as well, which is big on Solana, and they're running that new client. Jump's its own entity, and they're mega rich as well. So Solana's going to get hammered the token. Solana the ecosystem will be fine. It's just a matter of waiting for this to wash away. I think Matic will also be a good one to. I mean, just with the strength of this, should be obvious. But they've got all these plays at the moment with, NFTs are going on with Facebook, and they've got, uh, they've got zero knowledge proofs or something coming up, and they've got partnerships with three or four other people. I think isn't Disney one of them or something? They their business development team are really really good. So like it's bounced right. Oh my god, it's bounced right off the 200. This is the daily, right? Yeah. So that's the 200 SMA, and there's the EMA, which is that purple one there. Yeah, TA doesn't work. Yeah. So Matic should be a good one. If it falls out of this range, yeah, then we're looking at maybe 65 cents or 40 cents. It really depends on how everything unfolds. Um, uh, Back to Soul, 900 million unlocked tomorrow. It really depends on the validator thing. I think half of that was due. I think like I posted in the Facebook group. I think half of that was due to the Solana Foundation was moving stakes to other validators or something. So it's still going to be big. Don't Yeah, it's going to be like hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, but I don't think it's going to be as big as what they were saying initially. Um, I'm looking at this list. I'd say Alameda will have to suck out liquidity from all the projects, which would mean better discounts on solid projects. Uni specifically for me. Uni. Did they invest in Uni? Sushi's going to be an interesting one because they farmed all those tokens. Um, so they didn't actually invest any money. I mean, Sushi's a DAO anyway, and they've been running on their own like for like a long time, right? But they have said in the forums, in the Sushi DAO forums, that their runway is running out because the sushi price has been going down. Um, and there's been arguments about, or maybe not arguments, maybe that's the wrong word, but they've been talking about, stopping the money that goes to the sushi token holders in the X sushi thing, and then directing that to the treasury to keep the project running. Um, so excuse me. So that'll be interesting. Um, it's really weird, right? Because you'll have the sushi token holders, and they go, "Well, where's my money?" And go, "Well, if you don't do it for the greater good, there won't be a project anyway." Everyone's out for themselves. Um, so yeah, Matic, where is the sushi chart? Let's have a look. Um, Sushi. Where is sushi? Up here. So sushi's at $1.12. It bounced right on the order block, so that's good. So it's back to where it was like in June, like 5 months ago. So that's fine. So that just tells me that there isn't any, like, if it like broke through all this, that means there would be like major panic. But there are people that were buying back here quite happily. So I mean, this is a nice level. I mean, it's almost at the absolute bottom anyway. So 60 cents. I mean, it could go below that, but I think so. Just by looking at the chart and what people are saying, via their actions, there isn't as much worry about sushi as there is, say, all of these other Solana tokens or or FTX invested tokens. Media was another one from memory. So that's gone down, but it's also look at the wick on that thing. Holy shit. What's that? Wow. It's like a 9x wick. Oh, that's the weekly. Oh, Jesus. Okay. Oh, geez. Even in. Whoa, okay. So yesterday. What happened yesterday? Was it just one 4 hour candle? No, couldn't be. Here we go. Wow. So it went from $2 to $28. Holy shit. It wasn't even much volume if you look at this. So here's where the volume is. So somebody must have just dumped and then just ran and just took all the liquidity out. And then, wow. Okay. I mean, what has media done anyway? Well, I haven't heard anything from them in a while. Um, yeah. Now, what else? What else have we got? Um, what else have we got to go through? What's Litecoin doing? Let's have a look. Litecoin's holding up. That's good to see. So, and that should be because they're not really associated with FTX or anything. They are their own thing, their own chain. So that makes sense. Any comments or anything? Have I got any short positions open? No, I don't. I'm still figuring out. This whole thing has been a whirlwind, and it's my time with the kids, so I've been looking after them. Otherwise, I probably would be because I need to now figure out: do I trust Binance enough to buy, chuck my money on there and just buy spot there, or do I use some other exchange? Do I go Bybit or do I go like I was keen to give Zeta a go, but they've shut down their exchange uh, as a safety precaution because of instability. Um, I'm not sure if it's instability with the Solana chain or the price feeds or both. So I don't know. Bittrex. Bittrex was good in the day. It was good. I didn't mind it. Poloniex was also good in the day, but now Justin Sun um, runs it, so I'm not too sure. I mean, that guy just keeps surviving. He's like a cockroach. Um, yeah, I want to be able to use a centralized exchange because one, well, two main reasons really is just limit orders are easy to place. It doesn't cost you anything, and the liquidity is there, right? On a DEX, there isn't anywhere near enough liquidity. Um, you get all this slippage. At least for me anyway. So um, I could break up my orders into smaller things, but then, um, but even some of these coins on Dexes just have like absolute rat shit liquidity for anybody. But if you're trying to buy like a whole heap of Bitcoin, a whole heap of Solana or whatever, it'll just cause this huge slippage thing, and then you got to pay 0.3%, which is pretty much the standard going rate for fees anyway. Whereas if you're looking at something like Binance, you're paying zero point 0.1 and you're hardly slipping at all. I mean, if you're buying Bitcoin on Binance, there is no fees anyway because they've shut it down on the Binance market anyway. Um, yeah. So I need to figure out. I think if it's just quickly, like if I want to just like chuck in a few orders, I I think just because I've already signed up with Binance and everything, I'll probably just put some orders using the Binance books, and then as soon as they fill, then withdraw it straight away because I just don't want any exposure to any centralized entity right now until everything's cleared up. Um, I mean, all of the dexes and everything. Yeah, I guess it just depends on how much I buy at a certain time and whether I'm happy with paying the slippage or not on a dex. Or um, I guess it sucks because I can't put a limit order on. The only one you can put a limit order on is that I know of is like Serum or something. So, but then Serum is an FTX project, so or sponsored by them. So what happens there. Um. Anyway, Litecoin's fine. Let's look at Tron because that'll be an indicator of Justin's Sun and everything, and how Poloniex may do. It's holding up on the 200s. I don't know what this line is. Let's get rid of all that. Remove drawing. Been a while since I've looked at the Tron chart. Seems about where the level is. Hmm. Yeah. That, yeah. So it's in this stuck in this sort of wedgy thing here. Um, but it hasn't fallen below here, so it's holding up okay. Polka dot. Ooh, ooh, it's not good. Polka dot. Yeah, that doesn't look good. I wouldn't be buying any of that. I do not like that. Let's put the line in. Yeah, I don't like that at all. Where's the dotted line? Let's have a look over here. Where is it at? The dotted line is here, so that's current price. Yeah, all right, so it might be okay, but I wouldn't want it falling any further than that. So I think there's better options out there than going in on dot. I mean, you would have to know more about the ecosystem than I. Like maybe you're like full up on their fundamentals or whatever to worry about buying it. What's Dodge doing? So dodgy Dodge. Let's go. Here we go. So Dodge is back in the range. Dodge is just one of those coins that you want to hold for the next bull market because it always pumps. It's been around what since 2014 or something, or 15, whenever it launched. I forget. Every bull market it pumps. Uh, so ideally back here, which it still could fall to, because there's not really much holding it up. But keep an eye on that. Um, that could be something. Where's Sheba? The the bridesmaid down here. Sheba's holding up. It's at the double bottom sort of level, so that's okay. Relatively speaking. So they don't. So the community obviously doesn't seem to believe that they're going to be, destroyed by whatever is happening with FTX. So that's good. Pretty much anything that's holding the previous lows back here should be something that you should really consider looking at. BNB is all the way back to where it was in August, above this order block. You would to be honest, I didn't even think it would go down this low. But it's funny how order blocks they just hold, right? That's this orange part here. Um, Look at that. It's just like perfect order block to order block sort of stuff. Finance, you can't trade futures in New Zealand. Yeah, I know. Like, geez, man, you gotta have big balls to be trading futures at the moment. Um, I really think that even just buying spot will be enough. I mean, this is like so low. But if you want to put on extra risk, then go for it. I think if you want to trade futures, though, I think Bybit is probably the only one because they don't have KYC. They let you go some ridiculous leverage if that's what you want to do. F targets. S targets. Yeah, I did. I posted about that in the group, but we can look at it now. So being, yeah, I really thought that BNB would have at least held up here, but just everybody's panicking. Let's go. We'll go F USD T. Let's look at the Bitfinex chart because it's got the most history, I think. Why is TradingView running so slow? Bitstamp? Oh, yeah, that they're even older, I think. Let's go back. Yep, all the way back to the start, 2015. So here are the lines. I think these need to be. Oh no, they're okay. Yeah, so you got 1,000. You got this order block which it stopped at. So this one's probably around here. You got the top of this one here. You got this order block in here, which is about 600 bucks. You've got this order block, which is 300, and you got this one at 400. So where is it gonna go? I think here. Um, so here's the thing: the news that broke about Binance not buying FTX only came out a few hours ago. The people that were asleep when that came out is everybody in Europe. So Australia was waking up, and North America was going to sleep. So some people would be awake. Um, but I think if I got my time zones right, everybody in Europe would have been asleep. So this may continue on until the afternoon. So when Europe wakes up and they hear about it for the first time, they'll start reacting and going, "Oh shit, what do we do?" And then you've got the epoch on Solana, which is another 7 hours away or something. Um, and then that'll cause some shenanigans. And then after that, I think that'll be the worst of it. So where do we think it'll go after that? I think this is like probably like the worst news. There can't be any more. I mean, FTX is done. It's not like Binance is now insolvent. Um, so you'd think here or here would be the likely ones. Like here, we're at 16K. You'd think that it wouldn't get past 12. Uh, because here, like if it gets to 12 for Bitcoin, there's all of this, right? All of this stuff here. That's a lot of order action. So it'll be tough to break through it all. So yeah, I don't really hold out much hope for 10, but I think we hit 12. So like buying some now and then having some left over for 12. It might wick down to 10 maybe. Like if it gets to 12 and everybody panics and then it wicks to 10 but then recover would be my guess. If it goes much further than that, I think it's game over. Like what happens to Michael Saylor, right? What happens if it gets down here? Does he get like fully liquidated or what? That's another question. It's nearly 2 a.m. here now, and that news is like 5 hours old. 2 a.m. Where are you, Dave? You us? Oh, so you're European. European DGen's been away for the last 17 hours. Absolutely. He just borrows more. Yeah, yeah, you're right. Fuck. What? Man, what do you do? What do you do? Who would borrow? Who? Jesus. Who's got money to borrow though? Right? Because what's the Nasdaq doing? What's S&P? Let's have a look at the S&P. That probably doesn't look too healthy because all these, like, because he's borrowing from TradFi, right? Who's got money? Everybody's laying stuff off, and well, is he going to raise more capital from his company or something, like sell more of his shares or something? Whoop. So you got 3,800 on the S&P. Like, if, oh geez, this would be an absolute miracle if this was a higher low and we go up to 4,200. Um, I've been listening to some non-crypto focused podcasts about the stock market or whatever, and they're all talking about inflation and blah blah blah. And it's sort of like they're saying that some of the big guys are going, well, it's as bad as it's going to get, and it could get a little bit worse, but everybody's sort of clear on how bad it is, and where things will start to turn around. So they've kind of got a picture in their mind. So whereas before it was very uncertain, now it's a little bit clearer. So they could be going, well, if it goes down to here or here, then we can plan for that. So they're sort of like, well, let's get in now, or at least start to get in now. Um, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if they'll do that, but that's the vibe that what they were talking about. So I mean, if it bounces here and goes up, it'd be like an inverse head and shoulders type thing. Um, what's the Dixie doing? The Dixie is sort of stopped. No, I can get rid of that. Doesn't really matter. Whoop, don't need that line. We can get rid of this. How did that end up going? It went. It ended up going down, or did it? Did it sort of go sideways? Yeah, a little bit down. They start the perp and it goes down. And get rid of that. Yeah, I mean it's so the dollar is, I don't know, man. It just doesn't. It looks like it's just going sideways to me. It's strength and weakness and strength and weakness. Hmm. Too big to fail didn't work for SBF. Exactly. I literally just read that he has stock options to easily repay the loan. He just borrows more. I literally just read that he has stock options to easily repay the loan. Oh, okay. Ask his parents for loan. That's how it's done. Yeah, yeah. Let's have a look at what is it? Micro strategy stocks. Micro star, micro strategy. If I could actually spell it properly. Micro strategy on the Nasdaq. Here we go. Let's have a look at the weekly. What? Holy crap! I haven't. Goes to show you, I haven't been looking at this in a while. Like, it's all the way back here, all the way back at the before it. It's like nothing. It's like, wow. It's like nothing happened. So here's October 2020, and here is that's February 2021, and here is October, November. So this is the first peak of Bitcoin at 60, and this is the second peak of Bitcoin at 65 ish. And now we've unwound everything. If MicroStrategy is like a canary in the coal mine thing for what TradFi thinks of Bitcoin, then they don't like it. um, mm, ba, 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 ba. Um, my God. Let's have a look at what else have you got? SBTC. SBTC is holding up. Well, that's good. I mean, in the last one of the last videos I talked about, it probably will just go sideways until it hits this line. So, um, or before that and sort of starts going up. So it's following that sort of plan at the moment. So nothing surprising there. What's Bitcoin dominance doing? Bitcoin dominance is hovering at the same, so that's good. Yeah, so I think what's Chili's doing? Was that an FTX thing? Chili's. So everybody's bullish on Chili's because of the soccer, if you're not aware. So the World Cup is coming up, and Chili's has something to do with them being the blockchain for soccer or something. I haven't really looked into it that much, but I know that's what the narrative is. There's an inverse head and shoulders here on the weekly, but it nuked really really hard. So I need to refresh my memory on whether it's FTX affiliated or not. Um, what else we got? Near. What are they doing? Near. Whoa. Ouch. Near's back to the start at $2. What's Adam doing? Adam's holding up okay. All right. Cool. Um. Hmm. Is there anything else? Is there? Wait, was it Cosmos or Adam you used to follow? Um. Cosmos Atom is the thing. So I think it's like Cosmos is like Atom is the token and Cosmos is the the network and whatever. Um yeah. They still they got good tech, but I just don't know if they're it really doesn't matter what people do. Like you need to have the narrative and users actually using it like and deliver, right? Because or at least have like a marketing department like Ada, like who don't release anything but they still have a rabid fan base, right? It's all about the narrative. So the narrative just isn't strong right now. Um, but it is holding up, so that's good. It's holding up like the others, so I don't think this one will come through okay. Anything that looks like this, where the dump off hasn't gone to below prices from June, I think will be okay. The only exception to that, I think, is any any token like if a token that has exposure to FTX contagion is actually self-sustaining. So there'll be people that are um selling because they're scared, which is understandable, right? So they'll do that, and then once everything calms down and the messages start getting out that hey, we're still building, everything's fine, we weren't exposed to FTX, or the exposure was minimal, or whatever the case may be, and they will continue. Um, yes, so there's always that irrational selling. I mean, even Bitcoin, right? Like, why the hell is Bitcoin down here where it is? What the hell does Bitcoin have to do with FTX being a fractional reserve exchange? Nothing. But, people are selling. Now, I guess to be fair, they could be hedging or closing out positions or something. Maybe they had exposure to FTT or something else, and they were using Bitcoin as collateral or whatever. I don't know. So much dodgy stuff going on. Bitcoin is associated as crypto. Where's all big narratives? Yeah, yeah, I know. It does. It shouldn't. It shouldn't though. But we as human beings are emotional and irrational and do things based on, you know, not logic, self preservation, and all that sort of thing, even if it's completely unfounded. And then there'll be people that are going, there will be people that are doing it because they know other people are going to do it. It'd be super funny if, like, say, 90% of the people are thinking that way. So 90% of people are going, there's actually nothing wrong with Bitcoin, but because I think everybody else is going to sell, I'm going to sell. And that's what everybody's thinking. Oh, man, that would be the funniest shit. You gotta laugh, right? So many people wrecked, but way worse than Luna, way worse than Celsius, way worse. But there are people that that had, you know, large amounts of money on FTX trading. Like, these are like professional traders and liquidity providers, and they're like a tier one, right? What, number three or something before they went under? They're sponsoring everybody. They're investing in everybody else, and they know people in. They're connected. They know other people that have lots of money. They're trying to get legislation through. They're speaking it. And they were using user funds. I mean, why? The only thing I can think of would be that they got wrecked in Luna or 3AC or something. And they had to plug a hole because if they had no holes to plug, why would you use user funds to invest in other things? I think there's still opportunities out there. Too late to look for shorts? No, fuck no. There'll be heaps of shorts out there. Heaps. There'll be lots of opportunities to short. For me, it's just figuring out where's a safe place to do it, and that's something I need to think about. So it's either going to be Bybit or Binance, I think. Um, well, it'll be interesting to see what the funding rates are. They're probably going to be massive. They're going to be so high because everybody's shorting. Yeah, Luna was. Yeah, you know what else? You know what else really is really weird is that CZ absolutely telegraphed what he was doing. Whether he actually did it or not, I haven't checked the chain. But even if it's not on chain, he would have sold it on his own exchange. Why the hell would you sell it on chain? Why? You run your own exchange, just chuck it in the order book. But he's gone out and said, I'm going to sell this FTT, and it's going to take me a few months because of, I don't want to upset the market. Well, fuck, what a load of shit. Anyway, so if he's going to do that, and you know that there's somebody with $500 million worth of FTT they're going to sell, why in the hell would you not just short at the same time? So everybody's dumping FTT. You're short FTT, and you're, uh, a market maker. So you've got heaps of money, and you've got FTT that you can use as collateral on your own exchange, which is FTX. Let everybody short it. Who cares? You just go short at the same time. You're hedged at the very least. I mean, you could go a bit more and just make money, right? Why were they trying to defend $22? Just let it fall. Short, you've got your money, you got your profits. If you are borrowing against your FTT elsewhere, as price is going down and you're making profits in stablecoins, you take the stablecoins out and then you chuck it on to DeFi and repay your loans. I mean, they're all automated. I mean, Alameda's got all automation tools and stuff all set up. So why not do that? If they were solvent, it would have been a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you just do that? I realize I'm not the smartest tool in the shed here, but that just doesn't make sense to me. There's got to be way more to it. But I mean, if you're already a billionaire, what else is there? You've already won the game of capitalism. So what is it? Is it just an ego thing? Is it a power thing? Because it's not a money thing. Well, he knew from way back what would happen. This whole thing kicked off when FTX's books were leaked from the confirmed when were leaked, then confirmed by the CEO. I don't think that they were confirmed by the CEO. I think they were denying it. So he knew the position they were in and what would happen when. He was a puppet. Alameda was being propped up by FTX. They have been serious problems since Luna fiasco. Yeah, I think that is the likely scenario. Either either Alameda got wrecked in Luna and 3AC and FTX gave them money, or they were using user funds to invest in other things. So all of these other Series A stuff, and oh, we're going to invest in Sui, we're going to invest in Aptos. I mean, where does all this money come from, right? It's got to come from somewhere. The amount that they were investing is, and another thing was weird. They were investing in all these Series A's and B's and whatever, but then they were also trying to raise capital as well, getting new money coming in. They wanted to raise another $1 billion to be valued at 32 billion or some shit, right? Why do you need to raise all that money? And then they were talking about making a stable coin. I mean, it's one of those two scenarios. Either Alameda got fucked over or had exposure to 3AC and Luna, or they spent user funds investing in stuff and they lost money doing that. And then when the bank run happened, that's when it all got when it all really came to light, right? So if there was no bank run, we wouldn't know for sure. But that little bit of doubt comes in. Everyone does the bank run. It gets proven that they're a fractional reserve, and then everything falls over. The exchange was pretty much printing money, or it wasn't pretty much printing money. It was. It was printing money. 20 billion. How much did Alameda have in it? Would have been billions. Yeah, well, yeah. So it might have been directly or indirectly. Maybe they had like some sort of loan or leverage position or something. Um, oh man, someone else did put up a tweet that was like a good conspiracy theory tweet because you remember when that 500 something $1 million of BNB on the bridge got stolen, and then all of a sudden CZ goes, "Oh, we want to sell 500 million bucks worth of FTT." so, so, so now the conspiracy theory is that Binance Binance uh, stole from themselves or via the bridge and minted it to then dump on FTX, or they're trying to plug the hole by selling the FTX tokens and trying to hide it. Oh, it's just so much dodgy shit. Um, so much dodgy shit. Um, Um, where was that tweet? See if I can find it. Uh, no, that's not it. Mm. That's oh, there's a tweet from Senator Warren. What's she got to say? The collapse of one of the largest crypto platforms shows how much the industry appears to be smoke and mirrors. We need more aggressive enforcement, and I'm going to keep pushing the SecGov to enforce the law to protect consumers and financial stability. FTX, and Brian goes, FTX.com was an offshore exchange not regulated by the SEC. The problem is that the SEC failed to create regulatory clarity here in the US, so American investors and 95% of trading activity went offshore. Punishing US companies for this makes no sense. Yep. God. What? Senator Warren is. She's an airhead. It's like Americans think that they are the world and nothing else exists outside it. Where's the tweet that I actually wanted? Um, oh no, that's a space. That's the one. Oh. The projects directly invested by FTX and Alameda, as well as centralized institutions which FTX has direct lending, borrowing, and other cooperation relationships, will be the most important victims. Okay, yes. So I'll put this in the chat so everybody knows what I'm looking at. Okay. Where's the chat? Here's the chat. So according to this list, we have Phantom, a direct investment in Phantom, Sushi, Solana. Yeah, we know that. Serum, yes. Dodo is a DEX. Maps, yes, we know that. Frontier, Upbots. Oh, Upbots, really? Ooh. HGet, the options trading platform. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Feeder, yes, we know that one. Ramp. Okay. Lena, yes. Perp, yes, I knew about that one. Um, where's this? What's this? What's this chart here? Um, Bit USDC, USDT. That's all stables. You got 7% is wrapped Bitcoin. Oh god, they got all that tokens currently held by Alameda's monitorable wallet is Bit, Sushi, FTT, Serum, LDO, Matic, RNDR. Bad, bad, bad. Stop posting this shit. Yep, 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 yep. Ooh, breaking. Meta, Facebook fires 11,000 employees. Ooh, dear. Everything's falling apart. Hmm. Enter. Um. Yeah. Yeah. Bob. Yeah. Good post. Meta sacks 11,000 employees. Shit. Like Meta, what the fuck are you doing? Seriously. Let's go all in with VR. Like, I mean, I can understand investing in VR, but you're gonna bet the whole company on it. The whole fucking company. That is some degen 100x leverage no lube shit. Like, there are some freaking idiots with too much money and not enough sense. Like this guy, Zuckerberg's been a billionaire so long he doesn't know what it's like in the real world. Has no clue. Anyway, let's have a look. Um, all right. Is there anything else? Does anyone else have any questions? I don't think there's anything we can do. Yeah, so just set your stink bids. I think the market sort of calmed down, so it's like 12. Oh, has it calmed down? Or are we doing another move? Because it's past 10 o'clock, right? So the daily candle is closed. So you might find, where's the daily candle? Back here. So it's closed here. So we've come up. This could be just a continuation down, um, right? Because we're going like this. So it's it's bouncing off the 20. This is this it's this light blue line, and this is the 50 EMA. As long as it stays under here, we're going down. So all of these retraces you'll probably find are all fib. So there's a golden fib from that drop. Then from this drop to this drop will be there's a 618. Um, yeah, it's also almost a SR retest almost. Just chucking a line here like that. There's one there. There's one here. Um, if I stretch this out, there's one there too. Nothing really here, but definitely a fib retrace and hit the EMA and then sort of just blasted down. Then we had a double bottom, bull div, stretch that out, double bottom, bull div up to the midline and then the fib. So makes sense. So, are we going to get that or are we just going to go, oh, yeah, because we're at a key level now. So in between here and here was just air. So it was definitely going down. So now we're at a key level. Do we change direction or keep going? In between here is definitely keep going. Um, yeah. All right. Nobody has any other questions. I've been on for an hour. Um, back to MySpace we go. Imagine that. Imagine Tom. He comes back. Tom comes back. I'm launching a new social media. Oh, Tom, the Tom Revenge arc. That would be so awesome if he comes back. Um, yeah, that'd be amazing. Um, anyway, all right. I think I'm done. So I think I'm done. If like follow me on Twitter, I'll be putting a heap of stuff up like as I get amongst it, and if I see anything worthwhile, I'll either be liking it or retweeting it. Um, but I think the overnight action is done, so it's more about now finding where you want to trade. If you were if you were in FTX, if you want to trade somewhere else, so um, or if I've already got a Binance account, so I might end up just there. Um, but yeah, so figuring out where you want to trade, whether it's DEXs or not, make sure you get yourself a hardware wallet. If you don't have one, trust nobody. This is it for me. This is like, oh, these guys seem okay, so we'll go with them. They're trying to do right by us, blah blah blah. No. Oh, they've been okay for 5 years. No, doesn't matter. We are done. We are on our own, people. Um, so get yourself a hardware wallet. Make sure most of your stack is on that. Put the money on an exchange that you want to use to trade with. Do your trades, and then get the stuff off. Yep, that's it. I will see you guys soon.